class is presented in voice and in text, and there's some visual aids I'll put on the texture board at the front here. And you can left click on the Firestorm class notes and first aid kit box, which is near to me on my left, and get the class notes for all of our classes as well as for the other goodies that are in there. And the class notes do get updated semi-regularly, so you may want to grab a fresh copy. These were last updated May the 11th for our 4.6.5 release. And if you're having trouble reading the text from this note card reader, you can open Preferences, Colour tab, and change the colour for objects to something more legible for you. And to adjust voice volumes, you can go to the comm menu and click on Nearby Voice to open the Nearby Voice panel, and from there you can adjust individual volumes by slider. So welcome to our Firestorm Odds and Ends class based on the 4.5.1 release. This class covers the people panel, the inventory, right-click menu items, and points out some hard-to-find gems. And if you've got questions about the topic we're on, please put them in the local chat. Text only plays during the class, and I'll answer it as soon as I can. And please wait until after the class to ask off-topic questions, and I do hold an open Q&A session after our classes. So let's start by looking at the people panel. So this panel combines several functions into one place, and it's accessed by clicking the people icon on your bottom button bar or by clicking people in the comm menu. So the vintage skin only has nearby, recent and block tabs. It has no friends, groups and contact sets tabs such as you will find in the other skins. And it also has a tab on the bottom for options as opposed to the icon that the other skins use. And the panel is divided into tabs. Nearby or radar, and this can be opened by going to World, Nearby Avatars in the menu, or by hitting Ctrl-Shift-A, in addition to using the people button, and different skins have slightly different layouts. Radar is sortable. Click on the appropriate column heading. And on most skins, the first untitled column to the right of name will display a microphone if the person is on voice and in voice range of you, and you might need to open Nearby Voice for the microphones to appear. And the second untitled column shows a coloured dot if the person is on the same region as you, and the third will display a $sign if the person has payment info in file, and 2 if payment info has been used. And on the vintage skin, these are to the right of the age column. Now, age indicates the avatar's age in days. Scene or time on the vintage skin is the length of time the person has been within radar range, and range shows their current distance in meters. So when you right-click on a person's name, you'll get the following options. View profile, that opens a window showing that person's profile. Add friend, and this option is only shown if the person is not already on your friends list, and it will send a friendship request. Remove friend, this option is only shown if the person is on your friends list, and clicking it will dissolve the friendship. So Firestorm doesn't inform you if you were defriended while online, but a copy of the defriender's calling cards will be moved to your trash. Next we have IM. It will open an IM to the person. A call will initiate a private voice conversation with the other person. And naturally, both of you need to have voice enabled and functioning. Map. If your friend gave you map rights, this item will be enabled, and if clicked, it will open the world map and show that person's current location. Track. This shows a beacon allowing you to locate the person and track their movement while in range. And share. This will open an IM window so you can then drag and drop inventory items onto it to give them to the other person. And pay opens a window which you can use to pay the other person $1. And next we have offer teleport. You can click this if you wish to offer to teleport the person to your present location. And teleport to teleports you to the other person's location. Zoom in. If this is enabled, it moves your camera to view the other person. Note that they have to be within your draw distance or 512 meters, whichever of those is the smaller. Invite to group. This opens a window where you can choose a group and invite the person to join. And then we have script info. This counts the number of scripts the avatar is currently wearing, as well as their memory usage, and reports it to local chat. And that's visible only to you, and it does need your bridge to be attached and functioning. Block, unblock, which is mute or unmute. This will mute the other person, completely blocking them from contacting you. You won't see anything they type in local chat, nor get any IMs they might send, and all inventory offers made will be automatically declined. Use this with caution. Muting a person can also mute their objects, which means that if you make a purchase from them, you're likely not to receive it, but they will receive your payment, and vendors may not report a delivery failure. And next we have report. This allows you to file an abuse report against the selected avatar. This should not be done lightly, and it should never be misused. Freeze. Estate managers or owners can use this to freeze an avatar's movements. This is a tool to be used in cases of griefing and not to be used frivolously. Parcel eject or ban. If selected, this will eject and ban the avatar from the parcel you're in, and you must have the appropriate rights in this parcel or this won't work. And then we have estate kick and ban. Similar to the above, but operates at the estate level. Therefore, this is only available to estate managers or owners. And then we have estate teleport home. Selecting this will teleport the avatar to his or her home location. However, this does not ban them, and it may fail if they have no home location set, or if that location is not accessible, for example, if that region is down. Derender. Derendering removes an avatar from your view. You will still bump into them if they are not phantom, and you will hear them if they create sounds or text, that is, if they're not muted, but you can't see them. And an avatar will remain derendered until you relog, leave the sim, or change your group tag and spin your camera around, or until they leave your draw distance. And then we have derender and blacklist. This removes an avatar from your view and adds it into the asset blacklist. They're still there and can interact with you and you them, but you can't see them. The avatar will remain derendered until you remove them from the asset blacklist, then relog, leave the sim, or change your group tag and spin your camera, or until they leave your draw distance. Any questions about this so far? Okay, if nobody has any questions, I'll move on. And we'll look at the gear icon now. So the sprocket or gear icon to the right of the filter text box gives the same options as when you right click on a person's name. And the list icon has the following options. And the vintage skin has these options in the options tab on the bottom. So they are show minimap above radar. If this is enabled, the panel expands upward to show a mini-map of the current area. Next we have limit results to specific radius. If this is selected, a slider will appear at the bottom of the window to the right of the gear, and here you may change the range at which the radar is active. And if you wish to have the radar report at maximum range all the time, It's just more efficient to just disable this option. Next we have radar name format. This allows you to select how you want names to be displayed in the radar, and available options depend on how you have preferences set for display names and usernames. Report to opens a submenu that lets you send the radar notifications to nearby chat, toasts, or recent. And the local chat distance ring in the minimap does exactly that. And the followings will send a message as chosen in the report to submenu. And they are report entering draw range, report leaving draw range, report entering chat range, report leaving chat range, report entering your region, report leaving your region, and report enter alerts to scripts, and report exit alerts to scripts. And if both report to scripts options are enabled, then your behavior expands to include the full radar range of 4,096 meters. And you can set the channel with the debug setting radar alert channel. And at the bottom of this menu we have show blocked residents and objects. This displays the list of people and objects you have blocked or muted. Next we have the plus icon. So the plus icon may become available if you have a name in the radar highlighted and the person is not on your friends list, and it will send a friends request to that person. Any questions about the radar tab in the people panel? Okay, Tori, just ask away. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what the radar alert channel is for. It can be picked up by scripts. Okay, so we won't go over the friends and groups tabs, as they are essentially the same as in your contacts window. The material on them, however, is in the class notes note card, which is available from the box next to me. So let's move on and look at the recent tab. So the fourth tab of the people panel is recent. This shows the list of people with whom you've recently had IM conversations or saw their local chat. And recent here means since you last logged in. So the list will show the name of the person and when you last spoke to or saw them. And right-clicking on a name brings up a menu that offers View Profile, IM, Offer Teleport, Voice Call, View Chat Transcripts, Remove Friend, Invite to Group, Map, Share, Pay, Block or Unblock. And the gear icon, clicking this with the name selected gives the same options as when you right-click on a name. And the list option icon gives you the options to sort by most recent, sort by name, view people icons. And the plus icon. If a non-friend is selected, this will offer friendship and it's grayed out otherwise. And the trash icon, clicking this with the name selected will remove that entry. So let's look at the block tab next. So the gear menu offers two options with the name selected. That's unblock or profile. And the list menu offers two options, sort by name or sort by type. And the plus icon offers two options, which are block resident by name or block object by name. And the trash icon, clicking this with the name selected, will unblock them. Any questions about the recent tab in the People panel? While Tori types, I shall have a swig of coffee. No, that's just removing them from that list of recent conversations. No worries. Okay, well, let's go on and have a look at the contact set tab. So, it's going to be a brief look here because this is almost a duplicate of the main contact sets window. And for more information on this feature, you can refer to our wiki link there or come out to a contact set class. Okay, well, let's completely change subject now and look at the inventory panel. So the Firestorm inventory window is accessed by clicking the inventory icon on the bottom bar, or by using avatar inventory in the menu, or by using Control-I. So the inventory panel in the vintage skin has no icons at the bottom, but has the same options available through menus at the top of the panel, and the Ancestorm skin includes elements of both those styles. And the Starlight skins will show the inventory count at the top instead of the bottom, and the collapse expand buttons at the bottom instead of the top. Filter. So if you wish to search for items with specific names, you can type part of the name here. And the inventory folders will open and all matching items will be shown, but not others. And to remove the filter, just click the X that appears at the end of that edit box. And if you care to refer to the image on the screen, note there's a simple Boolean search available. For example, red shirt, that's without the quotes, shows items with that exact name. And on the image on the right, red plus shirt, again without the quotes, shows all items with the letters red and shirt in them. And you can add additional plus signs to further expand your search. It's a quite useful feature, I found this one, for finding specific items. And collapse button, clicking this will close all your open inventory folders. And expand is open all inventory folders. Yes, it is a very cool feature, and it's one more Boolean search than any other viewer has. So let's look at the filter types drop-down now. So you can filter by a single type of inventory content with the drop-down menu. And for more detailed filtering, you can click Custom at the bottom. There are 3 views available in the inventory window, and you can toggle between them by clicking the tabs described below. Inventory. This tab displays your entire inventory in the window. And Recent. Clicking this tab will reduce the inventory to showing only recent items. And by default, this means all items acquired since the last login. And this default can be changed by using the custom filter. And then we have Worn. This tab shows only those items in your inventory which you're currently worn. And below these 3 tabs is your inventory proper. Inventory is organized into a hierarchical tree, and by default, the main inventory consists of 2 folders which you cannot rename. That's inventory and library. And within inventory are more folders. Now, some of these are system folders, meaning they have default and standard uses and cannot be removed or renamed or moved. And all other folders here can be manipulated at will. So this main folder will contain items you accumulate in Second Life, things you purchase, receive, or make. The library folder, on the other hand, is supplied by Linden Labs, and it contains all manner of things which might be of use to you. And you're free to use items in this folder as you wish, but you may not delete or otherwise manipulate the contents. So if a folder icon has a small arrow to the left, then it contains items, and you can click that arrow to expand the folder. And below the inventory view are more icons. So the vintage skin has no gear icon, and these options are available through the inventory, create, sort, and search menus at the top of the menu, at the top of the inventory window, and likewise with the Firestorm skins. The gear, clicking this icon pops open the menu, and the entries in the menu are as follows. New inventory window. This will open the new inventory window. And note that if you have a lot of items, this may take a moment or two to open. Sort by name or most recent. It sets how you wish folders and items to be sorted in the inventory display. Sort folders always by name. This forces folders to sort alphabetically, regardless of the setting above. And then we have sort system folders to the top. Now this places the system folders at the top of the list of folders with all the others below. And system folders include animations, body parts, calling cards, and so on, to trash. Search by allows you to choose to search by name, creator, description, UUID, or by all of those. And then we have add objects on double click. With this enabled, double clicking attachable inventory items will add them to the existing outfit rather than replacing the current item on its respective attachment point. And then we have add clothes on double click. With this enabled, double clicking clothing items will add them to your existing outfit rather than replacing the current item on its respective attachment point. And we have show filters. This enables you to limit which items are visible in your inventory according to item type. And reset filters clears all the filters set with show filters or the filter types drop down. And then we have close all folders. It's similar to the collapse button. And then we have empty, lost and found. This will delete the contents of the lost and found folder without moving them to the trash. So please use this with caution. Once it's gone from your lost and found, it's gone forever. Next we have save textures as. When a texture is selected in the inventory list, it allows for the texture to be saved to your hard drive. And then we have share. You can click this to give the selected inventory items or folders to another avatar. And a window will open from which you may select who to give it to. This is an alternative to dragging the items onto an avatar's profile. Find original. When an inventory link is selected, clicking this takes you to that link's original item. Find all links. When a linked item is selected, clicking this will show all the links to it. And then we have empty trash. This removes the contents of the trash folder. Do use this with caution. This cannot be undone. And it's the same as right-clicking the trash folder and selecting empty trash. And then we have show links, and show only links, and hide links. And looking under that, we have the plus icon button. This creates a new item in the currently active folder, and the same options are available by right-clicking a folder name. And the suitcase icon, this opens a new inventory window, and it's thus the same as selecting new inventory window from the gear menu. And the total, this shows the total count of items in your inventory. And the bottom of the inventory window has 3 buttons. Profile. With an item selected, you can click this to display the item's properties. Share allows you to give the selected item or items to another avatar, and it's the same as dragging the item into the avatar's profile. And the button on the right can say Marketplace, Where, Teleport, or Play, depending on what, if anything, is selected. And it will be Marketplace if nothing is selected, Where if the wearable item is selected, Teleport if a landmark is selected, and Play if a sound, animation, or a gesture is selected. Any questions about the inventory so far? Okay, well, let's move on and look at right-click menu items. So, whether you use the pie menu or the linear context menu, there's a ton of useful stuff at your fingertips. So let's look at right-clicking yourself or your tag. So some of the options of the right-click menu are pretty much self-explanatory. Well, a couple of them could use some additional description. We have sit down, stand up, pretty straightforward. And then we have take off, which opens up a sub-menu, which will have various options in it. That's clothes, HUD, detach or detach all. The clothes, HUD and detach both have sub-menus of their own again. And then next we have change outfit, which is in the context menu only. And then we have edit outfit, edit shape, frames, which again is the context menu only, groups, profile, script info. The script info counts the number of scripts an avatar is currently wearing, as well as the memory usage, and reports it to local chat, and that's visible only to you. So when you right-click on an avatar's tag or on a non-prim part of the avatar, you'll get the full count of all the warden scripts. If you right-click a prim instead, the count will apply only to that attachment or object. Show textures. This will show a window which shows all the textures on you. And text refresh will refresh avatar textures that are failing to fully load on their own. And then we have gestures, which is the pie menu only. And then we have block particle owner. This will mute the owner of the particles, thus you won't see the particles from that person, and it will mute the owner entirely. So you get different options when you right-click another person's avatar. You will have go to, which is the pie menu only, view profile, add friend, add a calling card, IM, call, invite to group, and then we have annoyance. This is report abuse and block are the two options here. And then we have zoom in, pay, and derender. And in the pie menu, you can click derender to choose temporary or blacklist. And in the context menu, we have derender and blacklist. And then script info. And then show textures. This will show a window with all the textures on that avatar. And text refresh. Again, it will refresh the avatar textures that are failing to fully load on their own. And lastly, we have block particle owner. This will mute the owner of the particles, thus you won't see the particles from that person, and it will mute the owner entirely. Any questions about right-clicking avatars? Okay, well, let's move on and look at right-clicking objects. Context menu, I take it you're using the pie menu. It's in, where are we? Prefs user interface. It's about a third of the way down. Uncheck use pie menu, and you'll get context menus instead. Whether or not you use pie menus is entirely up to yourself. I find that if you use the pie menu, you'll move your mouse less, but you'll have to click more. And the opposite is true if you use the context menu. Your mouse will move more, but you'll have to click less. So on right-clicking objects, we have touch, edit, build, which is in the context menu, or create, which is in the pie menu, open, and we'll have sit here or stand up, depending whether you're sitting or standing. And an object is scripted for a different form of interaction. A different command might appear in place of sit here. And then we have object profile, that's context menu only. It will open the object profile, which contains the name, creator, permissions, and other info. Although the pie menu doesn't have this option, all the same info is available through other pie menu commands. Next we have object inspect in context, or more inspect in the pie menu. It will open the inspect objects floor, which includes info about each prim on the object and allows easy access to the creator and the owner's profiles. And next we have object script info, which is in the context menu, or more script info in the pie menu. It counts the scripts and the memory usage of the object and reports it to local chat. That's visible only to you. And then we have object link, unlink, or edit link parts, which is in the context menu only. And object compile mono, compile LSL, reset scripts, run scripts, and stop scripts. And that would be more script in the pie menu. And then we have zoom in, which is in the context menu only. And then put on, or where, add, attach, or attach to HUD. And annoyance has report abuse in the context menu or report in the pie. And annoyance block. Now block is the same as mute. And if you block an object, you may be muting its owner as well. And then we have derender. So derendering removes an object from your view, and you'll be able to interact with it, but you won't be able to see it. So the object will remain derendered until you relog, leave the sim, or change your group tag and spin your camera around, or until the object leaves your draw distance or updates itself. For example, if it happens to be scripted. Derender and blacklist removes an object from your view and adds them to the asset blacklist. You can find the asset blacklist in the world menu right at the bottom of that list. So you'll be able to interact with it, but you won't see it. And an object will remain derendered and blacklist until you remove it from the blacklist, then either relog, leave the sim, or change your group tag and spin your camera around, or until the object leaves your draw distance or updates itself, for example, if it's scripted. And looking back in the main context menu again, we have return, take a copy, pay, buy, save as, And we have options here, backup. This will create a backup file on your hard drive of the object, its textures and content, and it must be full permission, including the content and the textures. And then we have save as collada. This will create a mesh backup or DAE file for the object. And again, the object must have full permissions, including all the textures. And then we have delete and block particle owner. And this will mute the owner of the particles, thus you won't see the particles from that person, and it will mute the owner entirely. Any questions about right-clicking on avatars or on objects? Well, congratulations, you've made it through another class. So I'd like to thank you personally for taking the time to come out this morning, and on behalf of the entire Firestorm team for using our viewer. It's you, the users, are the reason that Firestorm is as awesome and popular as it is. So, thank you. And now we have an open Q&A session where you can ask me anything you like. It can be, doesn't have to be about the class material. In fact, it doesn't even have to be about Second Life.